All right. So we live. For the people who don't know you, brother, what should we call you? Your first name, your nickname, and what part of NYC you from?
Yo, you locked in with Trust Moolah, man. First name, I don't really put that out there. But we outside, man. Brooklyn, you heard? All
Trust Moolah
day.
from Trust Moolah from Brooklyn. Okay. What What is one thing you want people to understand about incarceration? Like what a message that you could send out to somebody about being incarcerated?
One thing I want them to understand, if they ever end up going in there, the mission is to get out. People stay stuck in the system. And once you go there, it's very easy to go in and hard to get out.
What makes it easy for you to want to stay within the system?
Excuse me?
What makes it easy for you to stay within the system? What gives you that comfortability that you're like, yo, F this, I'm just staying here. It don't even matter no more.
Well, no, well, there's nothing to make you want to stay in there. It's just you make selfless decisions for the dollar bill, and then you end up stuck there. You want to get out. I've never said F it, and I'm just gonna just deal with this. Every day was the struggle of wanting to get out.
What's the one thing that you feel like led you to this point in your life? One thing that you would change from the past, not getting too much details, but one thing that you think about every day, like, damn, if I would have done this, I would have went down this path. Like, what's one thing that you think about every day that you're like, yo, this led me to this?
My impulsive behaviors, thinking I was a leader, but I actually was a follower, and just me wanting more instead of working for what I had to get. School was very important. I wish I would have took that serious and got a trade under my belt. You know,
What's one thing that you say looking back, let's say a warning sign that you feel like you ignored throughout your childhood, your past, your young teen, your young adult life? What are the warning signs that you're like, I ignored that. I didn't even pay no mind to that. I did what I did regardless.
I've had a lot of warning signs, and the main thing was I felt when something was off, and I still went against that little voice that you feel on the inside when like your stomach rumbles and people say that's fear. Is not. It's to me, it's the Holy Spirit talking to you, telling you like, stop doing this, pause, get with yourself. And I hear echo. You hear echo when I talk?
No, I don't hear an echo.
Oh, okay.
You're good. So controlling your impulses is one thing you would say that you would have wanted controlled back in the day.
Yeah, man, and just like moving off of somebody else's time. There's times I've did things and rotted for the wrong causes, and I wish I never would have did that. Feel me?
What's one thing that you feel that you wish somebody would have told you, somebody that you looked up to when you was younger, to stop you from going down that path that you went down? Like what you would have wished that somebody would have told you when they was checking you, like, yo, don't do this, don't do that. Like what what was like a word, a phrase, something that would have helped you just stay off that path.
Yo, I love you. Simple. I wish somebody would have told me they love me, hug
You
me, and then told me it's gonna get better, and really meant that. You know what I mean?
you feel like that would help the youth nowadays if they had that one person that actually showed them that they care and showed them love.
Yeah, because that's what the youth is lacking, especially the ones that are wilding. Because when you think about it, 95% of people incarcerated don't have a father. So if you don't have a father, you don't have manly love. So you're learning all the characteristics of a man from the streets. And you think that the street characteristic is the man you're going to become. It can be. But if you had a father, a righteous one, he wouldn't want you going through that path. So a simple I love you and I care about you and what you're doing is wrong, you're gonna end up here, or this and that. It definitely will help the situation for me.
What was your first 24 hours emotionally, if you would like to just briefly tell us the emotion that you felt the first time you was incarcerated, the first 24 hours of your incarceration? What was your emotions and what was going through your mind when that first happened to you?
I was scared. It was between me and you. I mean, I didn't show it then. And I definitely haven't admitted being fearful until recently. But I was scared, man. I was around a lot of people that were just as tough as me, and if not, when I hear the cases, I thought that because this guy's a murderer, that he was tougher than me, you know? And
Yeah.
then I grew up in, because I've been in prison since I was 13, 12. So my first time explaining incarceration to you is that age, that mind frame. You know, I was terrified. But I was still holding my head high and I was still tough about it, you know?
So looking around, like as you got in as an adult, you felt the fear of like people that were at the same level as you. We could say level. We could put it. We could term it like that level, or that they ready to go. Like that's what gave you that feel. Like people like you felt like there was people like you, like that was not afraid, and you feel like there was other people that was afraid and was ready to defend themselves. And that's the sense that you said that that's why you felt a
Listen,
little bit of fear.
hear me out. You have the baddest kids. There may be a small percentage that ain't afraid. Maybe. I don't care who you are. Your first time going behind those walls. Your first time walking in them long hallways. Seeing bars and all this other crazy shit that you're not used to. You enter a new world. So it's new to you. You can't say you will go on Mars right now and not be scared. You don't know what you're gonna face in Mars. You understand?
There's a
So
lot of people. I'm glad you touched that, Mullah, because there's a lot of people that say that they first something. I don't care, yo. I'm gonna go in there and I'm not gonna show no fear. I'm ready to go. It don't even matter. I'm ready to go. I'm always on one. Do you think
right.
that that's sometimes a facade that people put up, just a little front, so that people don't judge them? How do you
Some
feel about
people
how people react to the first time incarcerated nowadays?
some people are tough. Some people are really built like that. It's very rare though but because there's people that have been in worse situations than prison in the street. You get it? So those people that had it worse in the street, constantly getting abused by their parents or starvation, they go in prison and may be a better place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's very few that people would prefer being in prison opposed to being in the street. I have met those very few people and they're dangerous. But they quiet dangerous. They're sleeping giants. Leave them alone. They don't want to be bothered. Right?
The quiet
And you
ones is
have
the
your
ones.
people like me who thought that I didn't care about prison. I go in there. I could do that. My uncles did it. I do it right now. I don't care. But then when I went in there, it was a different ball game. I wanted to get out. Tell my uncles, how did you do this shit? Yo, what the fuck I gotta do now? Excuse my language. I call people who been through it. Like, what's going on here?
Like
Know what I mean?
you never comprehended how people could just take that so lightly. Like, yeah, I could do this, I could do it. Like you just realize like how? Like I love my freedom. How can y'all just spend y'all whole life here and I can't do it over and over again? I
Right,
see what you're saying. You're like, I don't understand y'all.
right. People. Some people just, and I was one of them. I didn't care until it was time to care, and at that time it was too late. When it was time for me to care, I waited too long, it was too late.
What surprised you about the environment in there? What really took you by surprise when you went in your incarceration and you looked around? What surprised you?
Just the filth, the dirtiness, the smell, the violence that was going on, taking place in front of your eyes, and then you just try to cope with it and try to just step away or get involved. As a young kid, you're gonna get involved with the violence, and you see people. So when I went through in there, my first day on Rikers Island, let's talk about that, right? Because when you say my first experience, my mind goes to juvenile. But let's go to the big boy. Let's go to Rikers, right? My first day in Rikers Island, I had escaped with my record because I escaped from a juvenile detention center, and I was 16. So I'm thinking I'm going back to Spofford. They sing Happy Birthday to me in the precinct. Happy birthday. Then they ship me to the big boys, Rikers Island. Now I'm facing escape charges at C-74. When I get there, I don't go to the intake crib like every other inmate does. I go to the one upper north side, my Mon upper north side. That's Captain Street. That's the worst house on Rikers. The reason I was there because I had escaped. I needed to be escorted everywhere, and that was an escort house. My first day, I went the worst of the worst in Rikers Island. You know what they did to me when I walked in there? I had Jordans on. They said, "Yo, you with it?" I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I said, "With what?" I thought he was trying to trying to rape me or something. I popped off. They jumped me. I take my shirt off. They say, "Take your shirt off." They gave me a brand new white T-shirt. They said, you holding it down? I said, what y'all talking about? I don't know what none of y'all talking about. They're like, yo, all right, nah, I ain't gonna lie. You with it means if you gonna take your sneakers off, like you with everything. You gonna give up your commissary, you gonna give up your phone calls, you gonna give up anything, your packages that people send you. I'm like, I'm not with nothing. They like, that's what you did. You did right. You popped off. You don't even know you did good. I said, I didn't. Yeah, I bet. But and then they said, all right, you holding it down. I said, what you mean by that? I'm bleeding through my nose. They said, you gonna tell? You gonna go to medical? Because if you go to medical, that means they're gonna move you from the crib. They're gonna try to put you somewhere. I said, man, I'm not going to medical. I'm holding it down. He screamed, we got one. Now everybody like, all right, you tough. We gonna see when you lock out. If we was adults, we'd be like, nah, I respect him. He held it down. Not the adolescents. They know there's a tough guy there. You got to earn your spot now. I went to the day room, and there was chairs stacked. If you didn't sit on that chair, you soft. Get it?
If you didn't sit on the stacked chair,
If you didn't sit on a chair that was stacked, so you got to take a chair off the stack and sit there. So there was chairs and then there were iron tables like this. You see the table back here?
yeah.
But an iron one. And if you sat there, excuse my language, they would say you sitting on an iron dick.
Oh wow.
And that means that you soft, you dick rider, you riding dick. And I'm like, yo, a chair makes a difference here. So I grabbed the chair and I sat down. Somebody said, yo, you want to fight? You got to earn that chair. That's for the team. Go sit on the iron dick. I'm not sitting on that. That sound crazy. I had to fight for a chair, bro, in the corner.
A whole chair, bro. A chair, bro. A chair.
And that's where your respect lies in. So when new people come in, they see you sitting on a chair, they know you a part of the team and they'll try you for your chair. You can't just grab a chair, you gotta fight for it.
Wow.
Anybody that's on a chair, they consider tough.
So that's different. That's even a chair. You even gotta earn a chair, brother. Like that's you gotta earn everything in there. Nothing is given to you.
I fought for the chair like 7 times. And then they finally gave me a chair. Then, while fighting for the chair, they gave me two packs. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you the cereal. Stay right there, so you can see it. You see these boxes right here? They will give us 2 of these, right? But it will be Frosted Flakes. These same boxes. 2 of them were given to me, and I put it on top of my desk with my milk, sitting down to go eat. And somebody took it. Now, mind you, I put it on the table to sit down and eat. That table, when I first went there, you're not supposed to sit there. Remember, that's the Iron Horse, they call it. So I didn't know that. This is my explanation of that day of what the Iron Horse was. Yo, do you believe somebody took my cereal and said, you don't rock Frosties? I got up immediately, started fighting with him just because he took something from me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that if you don't rock Frosties, you soft. It's crazy. They were beating you up for your cereal, bro.
So there's a whole different world out there. Something that may not mean none in the real world, in the civilian world, as I call it, means something in there. Everything has a meaning and symbolism behind it. And it's a reflection of you. Whatever you do in there, however you conduct yourself, is a reflection of you in there.
Let me tell you something. Them people in there, us, we like to claim everything that doesn't belong to us. The phone that we used to call our family members, that's going to stay there when you go home or die. It don't belong to you. But everybody in jail claims things that's not theirs.
So people claim the phone as well?
They claim the phone. They claim extra time to stay out of their cells. Only certain individuals stay out their cells. You have to be elite. A porter. If you jack locking, that's another thing you consider soft. So,
oh, wow. So that's going to lead to my next question. What was the biggest culture shock compared to the streets?
You got to elaborate a little more for me.
So, you know, the culture, there's certain cultures outside of the jail and the civilian world. I'm going to give you an example. So this is the biggest thing that people don't know. When you were incarcerated, did you see certain race stick with each other, or they went outside of their race?
I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a fact. In prison, Puerto Ricans and blacks, for the most part, they stick it together more than they stick it together out here, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
know you don't. I know you be like, well, I don't hear that. But in a sense of the respect is more known in New York than it is in any other state. The segregation is real in other prisons. Cali, Chicago, everybody, the feds, everybody's with their own peoples. Mexicans with Mexicans and blacks with blacks, New York with New York. You get it?
Yeah.
And New York, man, something happens to one of us, everybody's gonna be in the uproar. But
Okay.
the Bloods is the Bloods though. You get it?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Bloods like to do what the Bloods like to do.
Got it.
They're the most powerful in the penitentiary. Um, they'll bully until bullying is no more allowed. When everybody uproars, the homies will chill out. But the homies run the penitentiary. That's their world.
They
You
test the
go,
waters, as they say. They test the waters,
they
and when
test
they
the
need to chill,
waters.
they
If you
chill.
tough, you tough, right? You know.
They know when to
But
chill, and they know when to test
they know
somebody
what.
and turn it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. That's the whole truth, you know. But shout out to the homies, though. I'm cool with a lot of them. But I was king, so you know, if it's lit, I'm going out. I didn't care about none of that. I'm
Yeah.
Puerto Rican. I don't care if you act up. I'm gonna leak you out, and then it is what it is. But they respect that. A man is gonna respect another man who stands up for himself, and it's simple, you know.
They know who to take advantage of and who not. They know who was gonna get it and who wasn't.
Right.
I'm gonna get this off of this man, but
This right here, it gets checked at the gate. You heard? Ain't none of this in prison, so it's either you go with this or you go with this. That's it. You know.
yeah, you gotta learn how to fend for your own. You gotta find ways to fend. That's what they.
You
That's
got
the
you
term
got
that I
you
use.
got you got
Fend.
you gotta really be humble. That's what I could say. It's not about like, you know, being tough. These kids go in there with that mindset and there's somebody in there tougher than you. And
And
they will show you.
I know I was talking to you the other day privately, and I was like, the youth don't know. You think you tough. In the streets, you
Mhm.
may be tough, but in there, it's a whole bunch of tough guys in there that you say the
Man.
one, the SMD, and this and that. Like, there's a lot of old school. In the old school, SMD was not something you can tell somebody. In the old school,
Right,
there's
right.
no way that you was telling somebody that. Especially somebody
Uh-huh.
coming out of jail. How that's how I grew up. You're not telling no man that's coming out
You
of
know
jail
what
SMD.
though? You know what though? City boy man, I've met dudes that are tough in the street and soft in prison, and I've met dudes that are soft in prison and tough in the street. It's weird, bro. Then I met dudes who tough in a while, you know.
That's you just messed up my mind saying that though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a weird world, man. It's
so you
weird.
feel like sometimes jail can change somebody for the good, for the bad, for the soft, can make you tough. It depends
I've
on how
seen
you go in.
I've seen dudes in the street dead but in prison they get busy. They evolve, you know.
Something clicks in them when they in there. Something clicks.
Something clicks, and then you see dudes in the street super debo. Ah! Then they go in there a whole different person, man. I be
How
like,
did they
yo,
look for it?
what? I'm like,
Huh?
yo, dudes respect you in the town. What's going on?
Why you in there? And then does word travel fast out here of what your experience or how your reputation was in there? Does it carry to the streets fast, or
I mean,
it depends?
in my repertoire, you know, like in my situation, they would say some PC situation, right?
Uh huh.
But people don't understand. You have PC, and then you have IPC. Mine has an I, so the I means involuntary. That means they put me there. You get it? The
Yeah.
administration puts you there. You have no control over it. You get it?
Yeah.
So I've been home a year and some change. I dropped my flag on the Hocus platform, and all of this past, you know, everything else happened with the youth development, and now I'm at a point where you see how dudes already started saying they mix words up quick. Like if I tell you a message in your ear and I tell you to tell it to the next 100 dudes that's next to you, by the time it gets to that intended guy, it's gonna be switched up.
Mm-hmm.
There's times
Mm-hmm.
I beat two guys up in the yard and went to another jail, and dudes say, "Yo, we heard you just beat 5 guys up. Who's the messenger? He needs to die." I mean,
Yeah.
who relay false messages?
Yeah.
You get it? And people hear a little gossip, and since they know you're gonna be lit, or they know you really tough, and you put on for something, they want to take your reign and be that guy who people are talking about. They'll start throwing careless whispers, man, and loose lips sink ships, bro.
So
And
there's a
it's
lot of gossip in jail. You would say sometimes there's a little bit too much gossip in jail.
too much. That's all dudes do is talk about other dudes. They flashy like a white girl behind a Harley too. They come out of their cells with fucking with Balenciagas on, and you think they in the streets like, yo, bro, this not a Cardi B video, bro. You in prison, man.
And then things like that attract all the attention that you never want when you're in prison. When you got stuff like
Yeah,
that, somebody, like you said, somebody want it, and somebody's gonna want to own it because people want to own what don't belong to them. Like you said before, they gonna run down on you probably because you got some fly stuff and they want it.
yo, and let me tell you something. People in there are the most selfish men I've ever met in my life. You heard? To the young kids out there listening, to everybody listening out there, man. When you go to prison, especially a female, if you love a man in prison and he loves you back, he gonna even try to do for you while he in there. You understand that? Because a man's job is to protect and provide. Even in there, he's gonna try to provide. Even if he fucking does anything to send you some bread or a gift or rolls with made out of tissue. Yeah. But most men in there are selfish. They're gonna get upset when you mess up on one item in their package. They're gonna call you a B word. They're gonna say S&D. You're useless. When they don't get their way, they get upset. You got kids that still got mommy and daddy, and they're talking to their moms like they ain't nothing.
Ungrateful. You would say that there is an ungrateful, a whole bunch of ungrateful men in there.
Men too, bro. I'm talking about in their 50s, 60s. I can't stand my wife. I always tell her put this cheese, and she never. Yo, shut up, bro. Before we smack you all up in here.
You should be
That's how I
grateful
be
that you getting
feeling.
that cheese, bro. You should be grateful you getting some
No,
good stuff,
I didn't
bro.
get no packages until now that the woman I'm with now. But I with my woman my last 2 years before coming home. That's my bunky's cousin, and I'm with right now.
Yeah.
Right, but before her, nobody did nothing for me, bro. Package, nothing. I had to cut hair. I had to do certain things to,
Yeah.
go on, do certain hustles to eat, bro.
And then you got
Or
these
run
men, you
down
looking at
on
these
you.
men getting everything, and you're like, yo, hold on, bro. Like, why are you talking like that? And
Oh
I'm not
man,
getting nothing.
yo, I
And you,
used
I'm
to
not
see
getting nothing. Why you talking like that?
facts. I used to see the rapos. They get the most love from the COs to the judge because they don't even smoke them with time. And then they could go rape a woman, take her innocence, and mess her brain up for the rest of her life, right?
Uh huh.
And their family stays with them and gives them packages, comes visits them, and I'm sitting there like this. Man, give me that. I'm taking this shit. I don't care if I go to the box. That was my mindset when I was younger. I got older and said, yo,
What am I doing?
what am I doing? And then the situation happened, and I'm glad I stopped because I seen a brolic, super tough rapo dude. I'm an adult now. I'm already in calm stock. I'm already past all that,
You in
right?
your 20s, like you in your 20s or something like that,
I'm in
right?
like my mid-20s, and I see this big dude. Yeah, he took something from a young girl, whatever. And I'm just looking at like piece of shit, whatever. But I'm keeping pushing. I'm with the bros. I'm Latin King, and I see a dude who used to valet all the rapo dudes. And I said, yo, what's up, bro? Why you not valeting him? Go get him. He looked, he said, nah, I ain't gonna lie. He liked that. I said, you soft. I told you leave them niggas alone. And you soft. Sure enough, that tough dude heard that he used to valet rapos, and that tough dude ended up blazing him up.
Oh
The
my
rapo
God.
dude. But you know what though? That dude who used to valet rapos should have went and valeted him. And went gun for gun. He should have did all of that tough shit.
Nah, Mullah, you gonna agree with me nowadays. Everybody's selective of what they do, man. You
Yeah,
know
they
that.
pick and choose.
Everybody pick and choose who they want to beat up. But
They
somebody
pick
that's
and
like
choose.
that, I was telling you the other day with the situation with the animals. People pick and choose who they want to violate. You
Yeah,
violate an
that's
animal.
another thing.
Why don't you
Yo,
get it with somebody? Get it with somebody. See how they violate. Try to violate a man.
yo. Yeah,
Try to violate a man.
I've seen dudes with sexual crimes on animals, bro. I don't understand how can you but see this is why if I have a daughter, you have to raise your daughter right to if a man, this is how I would raise my daughter. You have to treat a man accordingly how he treats his animal. If he's nice to his dog, that's the first step. That all right, now you can give him a conversation, see to get to know more about him. You can't just you gotta watch men and how they move because to take advantage of an innocent animal, bro. There's something wrong with you, man. Imagine what you do to a child. If I
To a
leave you
child
by
or to your
yourself with my
lady, bro,
daughter.
or to your lady, or to
Come
your
on,
lady, bro.
man. You harm one of these women, you harm these children, you do anything like that. First and foremost, not only do I don't like that, and I'll come for you, but God hates that. You
Yeah.
understand?
So you saw a lot of that in jail. You seen a lot of people that you were like, why they getting this type of love when they did what they did? Like they ain't here for
Yo,
that. Why they getting this much love and I did this and I'm like, I ain't getting no love, no respect for me.
I never understood it until I started understanding God, though. So
You you
I
you
guess
started your belief in God started in there or it started when you came out.
my
When
my,
did
my,
you?
my, my my grandfather's a pastor, and I guess that's why I've been in the most trouble because I'm the pastor's son, grandson. I'm still his son, right? And the devil's gonna come for me, man, because he knows I know the word. Once you raise with the word and is embedded in you, you know, Satan is coming. He knows you can spread that. He knows you're powerful. If you don't know the word, Satan don't really care about you. Yeah. The only one that cares is God.
I'm glad you talking like that because a lot of people, you know, the youth don't believe in none of that. You know that
They don't
the
even
youth
hear
don't
about
believe in
it.
God. They don't care about that. You know
They don't
that.
hear about it too much from dudes like us who will listen. You got to come at them on some, yo, what's poppin', scrap? Yo, what you doing out
Yeah,
here, nigga? And
all of
then
that.
talk like that. Then get it, yo, let me holler at you, though. You can't
Yeah,
even come at them with the, yo, come here, let me talk to you about God, man. Jesus loves you.
because they're
Now
gonna
you got to pull
disrespect
up
you.
on them
They're
like a
gonna
demon. Yo,
disrespect
what's
you,
up, though?
and then that's
You
gonna
gotta,
activate you. Like a dude like you, that's gonna activate you.
gotta activate them like that. You gotta move on their bop, their time. You gotta match their energy. Because if you're not doing that, you're not doing nothing to them. To them,
No,
they not taking you serious.
and they don't listen, brother. They don't. The
They
youth
not
don't listen,
listening.
brother.
They not listening. But you know what, though? You know what I learned? You have to make them listen in their world. This is why I run around and ask people, hey, how you doing? If you say something positive to the youth, what would it be? Because they're not outside playing football like we doing. They're not watching somebody get beat up by a belt so they can learn how to do what that kid did. So that way I don't get hit with the belt the way he just got hit. They not seeing shit no more. The government stopped us from disciplining our kids, right? The streets is not even playing sports with these kids because these kids don't want to play with them because there's no discipline at home. So there's no how can we play a sport where we gotta shake hands when you tackle me too hard? Now you want to pull a gun out and start shooting. This is how these kids' mentality is.
Everybody want to be a
There's
drill
no
rapper, Mullah.
sportsmanship.
You know this. Everybody in New York City want to be a drill rapper, Mullah. You know that. Everybody.
Everybody, yo, are you gonna be a drill rapper, a drug dealer, a fly guy, or a tough guy? Where are the pussy niggas at? Where's the soft guys at?
Where the drills at? But there's drill rappers have never done drills. They never done drills a day in
Never,
their life. But you're a drill rapper.
never did no drills in their life.
But you're a drill rapper. How you a drill rapper with no drills?
Yo, bro, these kids is burning houses down. I just interviewed some kid. He's burning a house down.
Yeah, bro. I saw that and I cannot believe. Like, and you record yourself. You not only did you record yourself, but you incriminated yourself because guess what? NYPD got fake media pages all over that they watch what people move and how people move.
And
They
you
have
know
a
what?
person
And,
watching
and,
you.
and, and I pray for this kid. You know why? Because everybody deserves a second chance. And this is why I said, they say God forgives all sins. I want to get back to the rapo part, right? So if God forgave them for their sins, if they really ask God for forgiveness, and only Him and God knows if He really not going to do it again, right?
Yeah,
Who am I to judge if God forgave somebody? So I
that's
don't
true.
want to go against God. That's why I say, you know what? Stay away from me. Do what you do. Straight
Yeah,
like
but
that.
when you posted that on your page and I saw that, I'm like, I couldn't believe it until I started reading the details of what happened. I'm like,
Oh, the fire
oh,
situation. Yeah, I went back to the
yeah, I
rainbow
couldn't
part.
believe
Yeah,
that. Like,
that was crazy.
what possessed you to do that?
Yo,
What,
what happened was, man, I interviewed the kid. He went viral because when I caught up to him, we met up. He happened to be getting incarcerated for driving a bike without his ID on him on the sidewalk. So when that was going on, I said, let me not let this interview go to waste. Let me run down my phone and do what I do. Hey, how you doing? If you can say something positive to the youth, what would it be? And at first, his first shot at it, and I got the video, he was gonna come off a little negative and be like, yo, these niggas here, I stopped the camera. I said, yo, listen, make it make sense. You getting incarcerated, say something actually positive. Don't do it. You don't be stupid in these streets. Don't be like this, getting incarcerated. And he did what I told him to do. And it went viral. Right? So now, fast forward, the word that came out of his mouth was his own, but I gave him the dialect of what I wanted it to be about. Don't
mm-hmm.
waste this opportunity. You already getting incarcerated. Man, this kid goes viral, starts beefing with his ops, and this, that, and he takes it there. You know, I interviewed him again after that. He takes it to the fire. And you know what? I'm about to interview him again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna interview him again. I'm gonna ask him, why the fuck did you do that? It's not that. Was it? You on camera? You can't deny it.
but that's why I was leading to more like you incriminated yourself because you recorded yourself during the whole act. You recorded yourself, bro. I don't
It's,
understand.
you know what it is, city boy. These kids don't know consequence, so they don't know what I know of 16 and a half years of being incarcerated altogether. They don't. They haven't felt that pain. So until they experience life, they're not gonna know. So this is what I say: school gives you a test, and then you learn. School gives you a lesson, then you take a test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life gives you a test, and then you learn a lesson. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like, you understand what I'm saying? At
Mm-hmm.
least school's gonna teach you something before you take the test. No, life will give you a test, and then you're gonna learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He's never learned that lesson. They ain't take that test yet. He gonna learn today though. After he's done with this bail, that Austin shit, United States does not play with Austin.
No,
That's
they do
one of the
not.
most serious crimes you can catch. So all the youth who don't know that, learn it now. You know?
He's looking at probably some real time. No lie.
And you know what's the sad part? He's actually a good kid, man. He just was in the mind state that he shouldn't have been at, and it wasn't even really that. It looked crazy, but it was only a carpet. But it flamed and blew the whole hallway up. And that's what you see. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it could have been an event
Bad.
where lots of people died. You remember Happy Land, right? In the
Yeah.
Bronx?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Mullah, it could have been the whole building. What happens then when it's the whole building? You know, all them bodies
Oh
is
my
on you.
Lord Jesus.
The all them bodies would have been on him.
That kid would have been under the jail, bro.
And this is my next my two final points is what made you change? What opened your eyes to be like, I don't want to be here no more. Like I don't want to keep doing and living this life that I'm living. I don't what made you reflect and be like, yo, yeah, I'm
This
done.
is this is where I'm gonna scream this, right? And you know, I pray this man's movement is all the way authentic in his heart, mind, soul. I pray this man never told on nobody. But I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it right now. Father, speak up. You heard? That's what made me change. Me being a father, and I'm speaking up for my children in my heart. I stood up, I went to court. I didn't publicize anything. I took the court and I won. During that fight in prison, I was like, yo, what am I gonna do? What did I leave my kids if I die? You know? And I've been to a situation on Rikers Island where this was the change right here for me. I was on Rikers Island and there was a dude who went on the visit floor. And I knew he was going down to the visit floor to get, drugs. And there's a female officer there, she's a rookie. And I'm speaking to her and I'm like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Yo, what's going on? Because I'm trying to prep her for the robbery I'm about to catch, you heard? So when they go down, if she sees that, she don't say nothing because I know there's no other way to do it. She's on point. She's doing her rounds, you heard? She's like a rookie. She don't want to lose her job. So I get to communicating with her. She got an afro, an African American woman with the afro out. She don't believe in getting her nails done or getting weaves or fake hair, eyelash. She was a natural, like she believes in natural African American woman beauty. And I'm actually feeling the conversation I'm having with her. It's on some adult time. You don't really have intellectual conversations in prison because everybody's on ignorant time a lot of the times, you heard? Because now prison don't have no substance. Back then they would talk about real shit. But nowadays they don't. So in 2016, I got incarcerated in Staten Island for selling drugs. And I'm there with her. We talking. And she tells me, she's like, yo, man, I had to work hard for this uniform. I had to ask my uncle for $1,000. He breaks everything down to me. I got to pay him back. I'm still on probation for the next 5 years or 2 years, whatever they on probation for. While she's talking to me, I see the dude come off the visit floor with the drugs. He goes in his cell. Mind you, when he goes in his cell, he got to stay locked in his cell until the next option time comes. So that's when the cells open up for everybody every half hour, and you could grab food out your cell to make or whatever. So she announces options. So I said, yo, 33 cell, that was my cell. He announces his cell while he's in there. So I already was posting his cell when he announced. I said, open 19 cell. They open it. When they open it, there's already people behind me trying to go in their cell. I go in his cell. I put his curtain up. I said, close 19 cell. They closed the cell. Now I'm in there with him by myself. Two Latin Kings is outside his door trying to get, I get this thing over here. I get all the drugs, long story short, from him, right? Because he already pooped it out. And they open the cell door. The Latin King's like, open 19 again. He's locked in his cell. They said, wait till next option. He can't come back out. So now I'm in the cell stuck with this nigga. Pardon the N-word. And when I'm in the cell, it was just heartbreaking because I wanted to get out. I couldn't. So she seen the funny movement. That's why she said, don't open the cell. So when she gets to my cell, she looks at me and she just shakes her head. She says, open 19 cell. Open 19 cell. They said, you go in your cell. I said, I'm not going in my cell. Fuck you talking about? She said, I said, go in your cell. Let me tell you something. I'm your new steady officer. If I was you, I wouldn't play. I said, damn, right there, she got me, huh? Because now she could make my life a living hell. And she's like, if I press this little button, I have 30 COs here beating you up right now. I said, all right, I'm going to my cell right now.
Nah, of course, bro. You gotta take the high road, bro. You gotta take the high road.
Right there. You hear me? That's gangster because they come through, they coming with shields, electric shields. They have so much things to hurt us with. That's why I don't know how people up north don't be going crazy with the white COs up there because they only have a stick. Over here, they got electric shields on Rikers Island, sprayed and goon stuff to burn you all up.
So it's like a riot squad.
Yeah. She pushed a little orange button on her walkie-talkie. They coming to fuck you up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
You're gonna get it regardless. There's no, oh yeah. No. We beating you up.
There's no come with us. You're going to intake, especially that time. They're gonna come in there and they're gonna rinse you out.
And you're gonna be stressed.
You making them suit up and get suited and booted and run over there to an emergency.
Yeah, with that heavy ass equipment they tight up. They already tight.
They gonna put it on you, yeah. They gonna
have
laugh. They gonna take you to intake. They gonna be like, yo, you hungry? You want some Tylenol? Yeah, y'all niggas all that. Y'all niggas just beating me up.
And they sit there and laugh with you and all that, right?
They sit there and laugh with you like that happened. It's New York, you hear me? You gotta be tough for that. We from the shoulder state. So anyways, they locked me in my cell. She locked me in my cell. And she said, you stupid motherfucker. I just fucking told you I was on probation. I just bought this suit from my uncle. I still gotta pay him $1,000. And you know what's crazy? And you told me you're not locking in. She's like, you staying in there for a week.
Oh man.
Yo, I said, you ain't doing that. She's like, you know what? I'm doing something better for you. I'm gonna ask you a question. And if you answer this, you're stupid. I looked at her, I said, I ain't care because I had all the drugs anyways, you heard? I said, yo. She was like, at what age did you realize you was an adult? I said, when I had my kids. She said, you stupid motherfucker. If you had your kids, you wouldn't be in jail. If that was the time you was you became an adult, when you had your kids, you wouldn't have been here right now. I sat there and I said, damn. He said, yo, when you get the right answer, you let me know. But you may never find it until you become an adult. I said, damn. While I sat there smoking every blunt, giving the king some shit, the homie some shit. Because we all together, everybody locked up. Niggas want to get right. They giving me food and stuff. And I'm like, damn. At what age did I realize I was an adult? I'm facing 12 years. I ain't know I was going to get 8. They were offering me 12. I'm like, fuck. And then I told her I loved her after that week was up. I said, one day I'm gonna figure that question out. But now that I answer it, the day I realized I was an adult was when I got my kids back, fighting in court, doing everything I gotta do to get away from that life, dismiss myself, drop my flag on the hocus thing, and I just got my kids back. I just won that battle the other day, like last month. Now I'm an adult. I'm doing adult moves. I'm saying no to negativity and all of that.
Congratulations, bro.
You know.
That's something to be proud of, bro. Everything you done, getting them back is your biggest accomplishment, bro. Congratulations for getting your family back
Word, man.
together. And
Word.
and and we going and I'm gonna take a playbook out of your book. If you could say something positive to the youth, what would it be? You, Trust Moolah from
I
Brooklyn.
would tell the youth, man, to stand tall. Always respect everybody, everything that the wise tells you. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it's negative, you throw it away. Like if gangrene comes up to here, the doctors will tell you, we're gonna have to cut your arm off. We gotta remove the bad and keep the good. That's what you gotta do. You gotta remove the bad out your life and keep the good. The word pride stands for primary reason individuals die early. Don't have pride. You don't have to be the toughest in the room. You can sit there and say, I don't want no problems and walk away. Simple.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. You trying to live. And
Respectful, man.
that's the easiest way to stay alive in New York and everywhere. Yo, I'm
Yes,
good, man.
yes.
I'm good. The word "I'm good" is not used often now in our society, Moolah. You
And
know
one,
that.
and one more thing, man. I would tell the youth to at least try to read the Bible. People don't understand how important it is to love your creator, to love God. You cannot tell me you love me and you don't love God. I'm not jacking that. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
If you don't love who gave you life, then you don't love nobody,
And
bro.
you don't love nobody, man. Respect thy mother, thy father, for thy days on earth will be longer. Try to live by the rules and the commandments. Try to live by them. Jesus Christ said, love thy neighbor as thy love thyself. And how do you do that? If he's injured, bring him inside, heal him, then give him money and send him about his way once he's healed. That's how you do that. You know?
We live in a selfish society, but I don't feel like this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna have you on this show, on this podcast. You've been nothing but amazing. I know that I've learned a lot from you, and just talking to you leading up to now, I've learned a lot about you and the individual that you have become and who you were and who you are now. And I just want to always let you know we ain't here to judge, we here to learn.
Right.
To each one teach one, to each one lift up. Like this is it. This is what it's about. It's about lifting each other up. And if
If
I
you
can
could
get
say something positive to the youth, what would it be?
listen to your mother,
Mm,
listen to your mother because that's your first love. If you don't listen to the first your first love, you're not gonna make it in this world without listening to
mm,
your mother. Listen to your
mm.
mother and
Go get
read in
go.
between the lines, brother. Because when we teenagers, Mullah, we think that they annoying, that our parents are annoying. But little do you
Right.
know, they talking from their experience. Because our
Yo.
parents, you're a father.
Yo.
You want your 5 kids to be better than you. And if you don't,
Right.
they don't listen to you. They, with all due respect, they're not going to be better than you if they don't listen to you.
And it was tough. And if it was tough for us, it was tougher for them. You know that?
Exactly. Listen to your mother. If I could, the youth, New York City, please listen to your mother. Listen to your mother
Facts.
and listen to your grandmother because she's
And on my
talking.
on my on my next episode with you, we're gonna get into how I lost my mother while I was incarcerated in a box, you know?
Yo,
We're
bro,
gonna get into
yo,
that.
bro. You just telling me that my heart just like drops because the relationship I got with my mother, like you just like, damn, bro,
And
like
my mother was born in 1973. My mother was a baby, you know.
I'm sorry to hear that,
She
bro.
was 47 when she passed.
I'm
You
gonna tell
know?
you right now, even though it's probably been a while, I'm sorry for your loss, bro. That's the biggest loss any man can have, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm just sorry for those who are still incarcerated dealing with the loss of their mother, you know.
And I
Because I
just
was
feel
able
bad
to
for
come home and
those.
get hugs from my family, so you know.
And I'm gonna say this thing, and I'm gonna let you finish the show off. This is the thing that I makes me sad. Those men that are incarcerated that don't care about how their mom sheds tears every day for not having them home. How do you still want to be in there knowing that your mom is crying for you every day? You were supposed to be the one person that's supposed to protect her as a son, and you failed at it because you're in there now.
Yeah,
You can't be mad when somebody take advantage of your mom because you ain't there to rumble and protect her. So don't be mad when somebody take advantage of her in these streets. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
my mentality, bro. And if you could end the show with one last thing, bro, what would you say? Advice, anything on your mind right now, your mind, your heart, anything.
You know, it'll be on my heart, man. I just want people to understand that we gotta start spreading more love than hate. It's not hard to look at somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing?" instead of giving an attitude or holding the door for the elderly. You have to think about these small little things. Like you see a woman or a blind man walking, help him cross the street, or help somebody in a wheelchair. Do one good thing a day to make yourself feel complete with God. Because he's gonna ask you, what did you do for me? And what are you gonna say? I end it with that, man. God bless you guys.
Yo, I appreciate you, bro. God bless you and your family, bro. And we gonna hit
Uh,
with episode 2. We gonna definitely come back on, bro. Thank you for
for
your time, bro. I
sure.
appreciate you,
You
bro.
know that, bro. Much love, man. City boy love, man. You know that.
Respect, bro. Respect.
All right.